and flat issues in koi na minority no campaign shall say wahano omasum nti endra me hu say minority no call for answers from the Mahama flood anti-flood task force no said they should come and answer questions. The reason why in here ye take our task force na be see ne nsuo yirfa nkrofo na ubia esas ubia nye ho hwe no omomra emechichi nti endra Jerry Ahmed na raises our issue no na osahene esumu no minority for no sumu. I think a right call me boa.
Of course. Na ye ABA update enra omo issue statement bi omo say
ehefo
regional minister best performing female best performing regional minister was saying Rexec emergency declaration.
Na so no task force no nka ho.
Greater Accra deploys TU. Greater Accra deploys heightened security and flood countermeasures ahead of rainy season peak and Homo festival. Was it the Rexec chaired by Linda has declared a state of heightened operational readiness across the metropolis following an emergency high-level review of the region's ecological vulnerabilities and upcoming cultural indicators. The council has finalized a comprehensive intelligence-led blueprint to aggressively mitigate flood risk and secure the territory for the impending Homo festival celebration. Mameno wanye careful akwaku bekasi haka ka meka me buofu
yeah o jeje for pa
na dwen wofo
Greater Accra region onya na jeje for
because akwaku chese enye flood no odwi hu eye festival na eba was it to and secure the territory for the impending Homo festival celebration
nti enye enu a akonya na adwen so okun bibia
kwakube o hwe the mentality a wo se ubo no ma ya ne accuse ma ni bi se wo de behwe de ba school kwa podie e de nka obetwa ntoma e de akọ ayie e de akọ ayie first adoring sana mami wote waka sa ma no
mami ye die
opa obetwa ntoma saa akọ festivals akọ parties saa wonhwe ne ma ensua ayiri nkran nyina de nkran ekọ won issue statement wo ho na Homo festival eba dia wo se counter the intelligence led the counter UFS flat what is this
audit you we say insuo no yiri a sa counter intelligence led number den na omo ma den
say just said na dwen what okotwa ntoma regional minister da kotwa ntoma wani ni ma ku obi akotwa ntoma omo de be ko Homo festival enti so ne ya Homo festival na enye de ene nkofo hu ne ntoma wotwa ya no nti ne wose wo ye sa dibi ne ntoma be ka dem akwaku ne eno no ne ma ku no mo twa ntoma
ma me no agigifo
wana aseba say say ensuo de nkan ko wontimi issue statement de won ka say ye say na wo say festival Homo festival eba na won tuma wo twa say the festival no e be ka dem it affected all of a sudden my bibia
Gideon Eric Mpacho graphic for a publish say Sakumono situation no me dey send you 2 videos and Mpacho ye ho adwuma na yi kire Sakumono no e won kran ha ya baby ama meet ya wo wie so a almost twa ama saman kaso we ama saman kaso a mutwa ho so okay because of godon ho so no wayi e dey akire na fe wo wi a na ma me no ensem a wo ka no then na ye bisa questions bi kakra bi wo ho into the share na video no ho adwuma me wi ye wi a dey onabo afanyoma kan video no so ba nti godon to asem no so
share let a unit statement point 2 traditional area security and counter disruption protocols what has this got to do with flood recognizing that large-scale cultural gatherings can be exploited by lingering chieftaincy disputes and land-related conflicts, joint security services are deploying heightened intelligence and visibility patrols. Factional friction will be preemptively suppressed, the Ghana National Fire Service, and emergency responders have finalized unified crowd management and traffic control templates to protect human life around high density celebration grounds.
Wakuni maame no mi blame no.
Na wanya.
Me blame Honorable Henry Kote. Any Honorable Titus Global. Omo na me blame omo. For Mami conduct. Because see, Mami ye nas regional minister no. Omo na sorry dware ye. Esra ye. Efa abo mo tu emu powder. Na mo fa atade. Mo so no mo mfra ntom mo so atade me ho a. E na mo kwotena na chi. E na mo sign di omo anim di na anim koka che mo nua no minority for parliament say mo mo mbisa na sembia.
E na make say.
Nti obetena ho a na ye say, ye fa o say, o say from me Linda Okulu. Okay, you your intervening amount, you know, you go and do your work.
And let's say you no and members of parliament ni na no muka veti committee. Omo nya complicit.
Omo digana fo hwan mankasa.
Maami we no wase so bi tenkran. Next wo ye bone, we civil servant na wo tenkan na wo ye bone a, ya mfa de nko esirim. Na wo nko so anya ase no so anya ase wi a, wase aba. Yes, we can share children.
A ceremony a prison.
A ceremony a prison. The what they acquire, you see what boy, yam. It's why we can look sharp.
A ceremony a prison.
Kwaku shadio, mamia dealing. Statement now a Troyan. Heading you. Rexec emergency declaration. Greater Accra deploys heightened security and flood countermeasures ahead of rainy season. Ahead of rainy season peak and Homo festival. Where the Okanya say, "Oh, be reduce is about flat." Ensure eba.
Ensure
ho Bible. Say be ya ensure ho Bible. Say be ya ebetime di Homo wo. Sad worker. And worker say yakobos Homo mention to be. Bible anu no. Now add then now ko wie
a land dispute ni na.
Land dispute. And chieftaincy factions. Kwaku or person ye statement about Homo. Now we did say for Beka say what did any year and I will pay. And what they did about the second paragraph no. Me say mamle twantoma. One in a mile could twantoma. Now I was somebody call Homo by force. Yanunta. Kwaku, we are living dangerously. Na me de nyame say minority so asomu a omobusa flood na say say stand up committee na omote ye no. Edeba na kokko mo de aye edeba de me dem so say enura so esa to ye kona ko hwe ka so akwan so
oh
kona ko hwe
Eric but to say video na ready a
mo fa do
na ha hwe godo he ka so akwan ni we ye ka so amasama akwan no
ka so amasama
ka so me almost sana graphic tro na
e che and they said ni e che ho de na da bi enya no ma
hwe godo hwe Enkranu no sakumono. Where is sakumono?
Hey,
you are saying eh?
Hey, Waku.
Sakumono and a wushi drone footage no.
Enkran
I mean enkran where if I be? Enkran no.
So yes, submerged.
Enkran no.
It's not for who you now.
Enkran no. Enkran no. Na mami etuo nya senya nyame na me because otuo jimi
aso hu we na won timi kodi homo wo ne ntoma ne beka dem wo de serious na pama wie wu etie de so wo shede ko enti no wo issue statement mami enso mu bedi homo wo mu bedi no wo enso so kro mpa im so obekọ enti yedi na kodi homo wo ne ko ba bi Ghana fo enkrafo tenkran enkran na enso de
na ode
efa wo
dabi
efa wo hey, what could I add?
And you some cry.
Okay.
Now I'm no bibia fan hoda. Obi a ye buni power block man of us yan ye tua bribe us yan so confess
kabiti.
What I say? Obedi a ye reckless statement in kwa. Baba mo ho so yi ana. O say na mo ho dia anka
town center no. E dey problem but MBP taking measures. Ewo eho so hwe court animu a na bridge no nyenti reconstructed bridge no ebaim but sunyan dia no say and take actions in tema I think say back current we got us ni susha was say bibi efa ho and enye sunyan was not typical to sunyan alone sanyoma we ya ebai masre Linda Okulu onyere godon you know regional minister
what the regional minister
yewura mama na sanoma we no ya temi senior mesro ma me ne de oye even say auto damia
okay but you what's the kwan no Amasaman Kaswa Nurses Quarters Road. Aha, Amasaman Kaswa Nurses Quarters Road. Ahmed Mustafa Pacho Bedasi. Yanko.
Na answer na unze sunyan so kwa according to Abrante Bakofe Kuba Jo yen this ni. Omo ma me messages wa asisi a MC no wo sika pudo po matwa omo so omo de clean up. Omo di sika de kulikuli yam na meka. Na ho nkrata nyina me forward ama na so wanya bi.
Mate.
Enso enkosi aga. Yewura Mahama na wo se ye blame no. Tama owura kufuado na me kan kosi nana ya jantwa once say MPP bas anoma we intense kese so bekaya eba ne sen owura Mahama de be president sa anoma we si ema jakura timi yedan efam kunipa bisa ho Bible quotation me no ka say na me pe akwa be pe digital makulu se be bike to bi nya si pe. And the MPP no akoko to say when the evil rule you you suffer. Yes, I know. Say the three more day and answer to more for no eh the muswa.
Yeah.
O man is na penny.
Exactly. Yeah. Penny si nko ameboa. And then near koso no. Yem bi say Mahama said den he na ekoda ya ata de we koso because of blame owura kufuado abra something close to this crime the NC. Ojina simpie so. Eyaw akufuado. Ejaw MPP see at Ministry of Sanitation nyansa bi anim enti na me fee say Ministry of Sanitation akufuado tie na nyansa wom senior baza because he anya bibi say to this magnitude eja kwatimi form etimi say ni paja pade no wura Mahama minim sika o so ode akoda so ye so omonye sika o mo pompia koni na akosi ena ma domi kwa benya MP elekpele me bo
ai
Mochi brofono.
Also why you allergic
today
to issue.
No say. Uche. Owie ye kra de em mobo ne say. So we are going to assess the devastating nature of the damage. No kaza papa no say we are even grateful that you were not executed. Let's electrocuted. No obi kasa na MP de brofono de mpacho parliament ho. Ya try me sala ni sala kasa na etro. Committee report as Sala Kasami as Sala in
so I allergic today.
Rains.
To the rain. Now the one go for win to be sabi and no matter how can they implement strategies? Ora Mahama, this is just on you. Because Udin say Ebodia, say Obape, Ube resolve, so about prevent the perennial what? Flooding. He swore. So what has become of that promise, Yura Mahama? You wouldn't man say, Oba Chimba Buno MP before not Domakushim. And the Omuko Bizamiki making, you go beside identity and shown the Alpha, but she and so one. Okachura Akufado say, no crabby, Kakrabio, and not to go say, be there, but and you say, Oponechi, a sopano, a castle on Yadia. And to about prevent when Brony using the word prevention, abra yet say Yamanisi. To where see Crampono, I escalate tell my na every now and then or Motio River and the MPP. Okasomo, you cut a sort of anke or Dositino. Every time now you see my edredgy. And then Sanomani now. Nina, I'm asking.
You need baby.
Do you remember Mahama? Sabi enim say abadwuma efuo ya omonso wo ho a omo ho akan se ekoba ne se uye wadwen se uye bibia fa ho a ede importe na opese uye na yate committee we stangde gbe yede na si ani atwa sika de adem ma no wa yam be sinne didawuro committee so matete bebere na kosisen ti de yesere Obama ne se yenim se nyade a obebo man no yenim se obaye se ye gold ndi waye bia ye or the gold dodo na mani Ibrahim mama ye na se na de enim bi nso ne se oyo mampai ni onkan hu se mra no omro mra no so because wait Ghana for baby was say the president to court said the negligence and I must no more areas because already o catches over prevent it I think the one man prevent it but because e kwasi prat ma mboro no west kwasi prat was it do omo dancing and surround omo president adi o mama achi no omo mu hwan na sefota nti me bi so ro mama say nti wa dance kriti eye committees a ankosi aga no yemfa ho kwadum mo wa na say owura mahama ye tua wo ka nso ye hu mfa so asabi e ba wo so ne woni ma ne say obi kasa no abeche no be sinne untimi mfa won sansi ade ba ko a president mama watimi aya abo nipa abrabo ne asetena akuafo de kura de se de wagya momase wasay o mabrabo light bill abeka ho asema ne nso wa pagam 24-hour economy eni ho nti pa na waye 2 years mu ne ekoyo sika so ye de ma wo presidency from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ebesi enne obieni wo ya kukuru sika puduo ti said de ma wura Mahama or the presidency awodi on the president ya bono ho ka kesepa akosi sen enne ye be kan no mo say o wa hu de na no okokan o say oko UK
what is saying him from that and
dabi o say ye suban ye sisi adansi even say so kwa papai problem no ni mo nya ne wa na ho ka so baba ho ba what have you been doing ena adan no so obubu no de ya me ya no say wotemi yesinia edru NDC ni dan so de ayemubu o
sad
ai some of ya ye wa dan ni bebre ya bubu abisisim ayemubu adentira ni ayemubu clearly what you are doing is misplaced to Mr. President. You himself fail, we are congenital failure, we know that, but please don't do this because when you a sell crowd completely the wawa benyan yenim said the one yana de we are seeing in Africa no nuane de obi anwo skat sem yenim na mom yesra kakra ka no boy ho man na ka unfie kakra yi na nka wo kwa at least why ade kakra se wa boy ho ban na papa u guadodo
mampani akufo ado ho no na odo ni muti no na odema engineers and planners
no moti bi pa
no moti and engineers and planners they are no more interested. Some bet your doom.
What are you saying?
Because you see,
what we go?
I'm to go. Concessions are the same, you know. And now, Baba Aka Sabri
and Camisto.
January, February, Mono.
You know,
they are the order. I'm
you know, sending our sending out.
And then I did two. I did two. Got you did two. I said, you did two good. You did too good. Now, what brand on one? And I was
18 men
was excavator no a sequence so. Na kwa was a brand excavator kwa fa ye de kwete odom bibia brother man ka de betwa bakoda man gano
and Ghana for hu and Ibrahim Mahama and engineers and planners they are no more interested in some bed dredge or do river is he at a point in time can say oh you so benevolent say or yiska aba catch say full or pet eno se abentua ma no na onyiska onya akatua obeti odonu mu free enne ne bra ba aban yi oye so busy to Ghana gudie fa and Ibrahim Mahama and engineers and planners they are no more interested in dredging the Odo River and amen nsu ye bebre abayi o ba anda kufu ado na na ado e de mano e ma ne team edu ba bi cross oh me nyiska mo de mo ntofu o ma me na me fa nya adwuma and the wise engineer ne bra abedi aban mu yi I was so good say or any playing money bread to kwan say afraid the engineers and planners any interested in Odo anymore. Is the engineers and planners any interested some bet because am I busy to Ghana good.
That's it.
I'm the excavators no any yini nyina ko da man e de bi ko black gold zuma black gold
excavator na ye de to etigata mu no ye sa tim the two gold
e the two gold
enti ade no on ko tigata mu no you okay
hey
kwakuwa ka be
ene ene
when you okay all we gold
ene ene over campe na obi atimi atena TV so catch say oh ya ho ya sabia buru abusiafo ajapade ne ye nyina ya dia enti se obi dia mane nua na se me ka ho asema ani bre no empatho kenofura to no ofiri wiem ono kwa boy man gold
yo
data bank ebe ya one of the best brokers in the whole of Africa me boy in terms of yangi loans oyaduma ma jejero ones me boy oyaduma ma mails oyaduma mama one oyaduma kufuado and so bedru ba bi ne penti data bank sesa be evil meanwhile data bank has been in existence a year juma in Africa as one of the finest hey and so ne ya kukuri e gold se ente se na onim de mobo Felix of super kwati be catch the tema na no mu decide o cabinet president amantinam a cabinet ministers one appoint you omina almost vice president and the chinamu
vice president you so no ebra wada owu paso e wo UK no na Ibrahim ama ne tene nchen ekoto enuro mbre no ekofa pane e de be won nyina bre
before owu paso no okujata black kwa charter flight o na de ne call you
Aye.
or charter flight okujata da so
Oban saf ayi no ye de ne bae Ibrahim de mo tan de bae
and you say at the end of the day you miss ya ho say mo de am for ya japade ne but no ma be say and a man who so we leader see na na metro at least mon call na mon call sympathy na mon call so immediately because skadie mo na mo ka skadie mo because ne sami de fu mu nyina wo friend say cast papa ibi o mo check cast the man friend say enye sami de fikro mo mon crofo na e ka
oh the sami de fi de say ayi ne kan boy no kese no friend say
ayi ohineba
that ohineba
so do talk man
I want to make
that is it you do want to talk cast the chair yes slamo wo nso to asabia bro sabi ba bia wote no senior enka ne dia ne se okwa adwuma no abakakra ho sente esro ompa emergency funding bi se ya na omfa nya den mo man na afei adan a mo bubu no nso ya ne dia akire mutimi du ndc ni shop no matwa atra mudu ndc ni fie no matu atra ne mabubu bi mo dia sadenti
all right baba ye bebo osahene a video no about the flood na Ghana for enya bi ahwe no questions we see I am there say me na me share sa adwumadi na so ha na maka ne mpedifo so assume ebisa say ye misa standogbi ene Mareta Bri apiopon ene Gilbert Ajay ene Ahmed Ibrahim ene Razak ene omo kan say sa committee na ete no ye disika mo a omo disika na ye den ya mo musika ade ne amo musika so omo na anko ye adwuma ade no ma anya adwuma ana committee no no nim say omo nya adwuma but ye da Ghana for so a omo ma parliament ehu na Ghana for nyina ehu gono anya no ano no
right
mo pa cho mo mo sa hini video no iwia ye nto aso.
In charge of operations, Mr. Stanlove Hosedogwe. Mr. Speaker, the President's own legal counsel, Ay3hu, served as its secretary. Its membership it was chaired by the Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of operations, Mr. Stanlove Hosedogwe. Mr. Speaker, the President's own legal counsel, Ay3hu, served as its secretary. Its membership included the Minister of Water Resources, Works and Housing, Kenneth Ajay, the Minister of Local Government, Ahmed Ibrahim, National Security Coordinator, DCOP, Abdul Osman Razak, and the Deputy Director General of NADMO, Teddy Adi. Mr. Speaker, this was not a token committee. This was a body assembled for the very top of Ghana's executive machinery, announced to the public as a decisive intervention against perennial national problem. And yet we are here. The same communities are flooded. The same families are displaced. The same drains are overwhelmed. The formation of the task force was widely publicized. Its results, however, Mr. Speaker, have been conspicuously silent. This is precisely why Honorable Shaib's demand that the task force findings and recommendations be brought before Parliament is not a procedural technicality. And Mr. Speaker, I believe that the context he made the demand is a democratic necessity. Ghanaians funded this task force through their taxes. They were promised to make a difference, and I believe that they are owed a transparent account of what it actually did. If the task force met, deliberated and produced recommendations that were subsequently ignored by the relevant institutions, that this is a failure of implementation, it must be called as it is. If its recommendations were accepted but not resourced, that is a failure of political will. If it met a handful of times and quietly faded away, that is a failure of commitment. Whichever of these is true, Parliament and the Ghanaian public have a right to know. And Mr. Speaker, may I remind my colleagues in government that they made a manifesto promise, and this must be confronted now in this very house. Beyond the task force, there is even more fundamental accountability question that cannot be sidestepped. The governing party, the NDC, went to the Ghanaian electorate with a specific concrete promise, and it's been 1 year, 6 months. They promised the construction of water retention and detention reservoirs in flood-prone communities as a lasting structural solution to recurrent urban flooding. This was not a vague aspiration buried in footnotes. It was a central commitment, the kind of infrastructure-based permanent solution that communities across Greater Accra have desperately needed for years. Mr. Speaker, voters in flood-affected constituencies heard that promise. Many of them cast their ballot with that promise in mind. Today, the same voters are once again cleaning the mud from their flaws and salvaging with remains of their belongings. The reservoirs have not been built, the flooding have not been prevented, and the question that must be asked loudly and without apology is this: why not? This is not a partisan question. It is a governance question. If the retention and the detention reservoirs were the right solution, and the evidence strongly suggests that they are part of the right solution, then the failure delivered to them is a failure that affects the real people in real communities. It points to either a breakdown in implementation or a failure of coordination between ministries and local assemblies, and a promise that was made without credible plan to back it.
Eric Medasepa nti ubetimi ayina afi yentra so we ye osahene Alexander Afenyumakin and all raises important issue no parliament, and they are demanding answers from the minority either friend said that task force into a majority no produces and no ba ebe answer questions for parliament na yano, and I think so mo yenesa ebeboa ama yetimi ehu ba bia akwa, because see if you see a test our committee stand up by Ghana open baby anya dia obehu no.